trust myself more than that. Hopefully I've got enough. Well, it's 40 minutes max, so. There's one person, Sam. You other folks want to turn on your camera for just for a minute, just to say hello if you want to, just so I can kind of, I'm just, as you know, I'm I got to get familiar with everybody over a little bit of time. I'll put on a light. So I guess you all presumably have Wi-Fi in your houses. So there's a few. Oh, you guys, Will and Patrick, you're doubled, Oh, you're both just sitting right next to each other on two different computers. Yeah, okay, I get it. That's fine.
Me, Jackson, and Wiley are also on 3 different computers.
Oh yeah, here's someone else. Yeah.
So
there's Sam. Was that you? Yeah.
That was me.
You're from you were on Wednesday, maybe? Were you on Wednesday or Monday?
I was on Monday.
Yeah.
From Seattle.
Well, I've done the 2. So wow, look at how good everybody is. You didn't even have to do this, and they're all coming. I guess that's nice. It's nice to see. I guess if you don't use the stick, people are they'll actually show up. That's
Should we go to the main room?
Here's a few more. Wow, look at that. Look at all these photos. Look at everybody. Okay, let me run through these visuals just to say hello. Yeah, I remember Jeffrey.
Go to the main room.
I remember Holly from the first day, and Jeffrey. And I've got a whole gang. All the dudes, they're all on the sofa. It's like you're like watching the game. But the thing is,
hey guys, do you mind being a bit quiet, because we
the thing is,
have like an art and it's not connecting there, so we're going to try here. Mine's literally like frozen.
Okay. Maybe at this point, turn off your mics unless, I guess I can't remember because I haven't done that this often, but let's just do this. Turn off your mic. Obviously, when you have a question, feel free to turn on your mic and ask. There may be that kind of raise your hand thing that I can use, but since I'm not familiar with it, I haven't done an enormous amount of big groups like this. So either way, if you have any questions, turn on your mic. But if you don't, then turn your mic off, because as you know, it makes it difficult. But what I was going to say to the fellas there, I mean, you'll just, since this is recording, you can always do it later. But if you want to do what we're going to do now, so you're hands on, I would recommend that. But
yeah, well, he said that, but I wasn't sure he was actually going to record it.
Okay. So yeah, a few more people, or admit everybody.
And then,
All right.
sorry.
So we're 5 minutes after 3 minutes after the witching hour. So let's just say we'll start at 5 minutes. So yeah. But in this just 1 or 2 more minutes, does anybody have any questions about anything regarding anything? This is a good time to ask. Just turn on your
I have
mic.
a question.
Yeah.
Where's the next class being held? I forget it.
Oh, the next class, well, I haven't sent you the official thing, which I will, but it's going to be at Largo, Argentina. So I'll be sending you an official email that'll have the name of the place, and I'll include a photo, and it's easy to get to from Trastevere, so you shouldn't have any problem. So I'll make just so if you're interested, it's called Largo, Argentina. It's just across the river from Trastevere. That's where we're going to meet next. And you're all together today, both Monday and Wednesday. So you can say hello to each other. I don't know if you can see your connection drop for a second. I hope we don't have to let everybody in again. That's inconvenient. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, it looks like everybody's here. So even though it dropped out for a second, it doesn't seem to have made a problem. Okay, so anyway, there was the one question regarding the meeting place. That's, as I was interrupted, I was saying, both groups are together today. So if you can see each other, say hello. I'm sure you see each other around anyway. And that's about it. So it's 5 minutes after. Let's get started. So I need to share my screen with you guys. Just one moment. Okay. You should be able to see just a regular Google search page. Thumbs up if that's what you see. Do you guys see a Google search page? No? Somebody want to turn on their mic and tell me what you see?
We see the.
Yeah, we
Google
can
search
see it.
Oh, okay. Well, I asked you to do a thumbs up. Nobody did a thumbs up. Okay, so you can see the Google search page. All right. Okay. I'm going to ask you guys just one little favor. How about the boys there, Andrew, Max, Adam, and Jack? Why don't you turn your mic on? So at least I have some kind of sense that people can hear me. You got that? Turn on your mic. Everybody else keep your mic off unless you have any questions. But I want at least one person to have a mic
There's a
on.
lot of background noise here.
Yeah.
Our roommates are a little rowdy.
Okay, well then let's just make it Patrick. Okay, then you
Alright.
guys, Andrew, Max, turn off yours. Patrick, you turn on yours. I just want one mic on just so I know that, like, if something goes wrong, somebody can say we can't hear you or whatever. Okay, so Patrick Heaney, do you mind turning your mic on? Thanks. You can hear me? Yes?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I need just a little bit of, otherwise, you know, like I just asked, I couldn't tell that anybody even knew what I was saying. All right, so you can all see your Google search page. Presumably you're all familiar with that. Now, what I can't know is who has a Google account. So what you're gonna do first is sign up for a Google account. All right, and it's really easy. So I'm gonna show you how to do that, assuming that you haven't done that. You see there's a sign in page. All right, it's changed page, right, Patrick? Patrick, keep your mic on.
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
need a
have
wing.
other
I need a
parts.
wingman. I need a wingman. All right. So I want to be able to make. I need to know that, you know, if I've changed it, you guys see. Because sometimes when you change pages, people can't necessarily see. So you can see the new page, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So in this case, I already have accounts, but that's not what you want to do. So I'm going to go to use another account. So this is the kind of page that you're going to see. You guys, if you want to do this right now, you can. If you do it, if you haven't done it and you want to do it, you can do it very quickly and follow along with me actively. Or if not, you can go back and look at this. All right. So you can see it says create account. When you create account, this is your choice. Put whatever for myself, right? And then your name, your last name, your blah blah blah. You have to invent you're creating an email account as well. Make a password. And then the next is just a couple other things that you have to fill out. It's very simple. I don't think I need to go through it all, but the Google account is free and there's a lot of services. The important thing to remember is that Google is free, but of course nothing's free, right? Your privacy, your private information is the merchandise that they're selling. So just remember, if you haven't already been told this, probably you have, but I'll repeat it just in case. You know, you want to be aware of what you're putting online because it's there forever. And, you know, these are issues that we didn't have to deal with when I was your age, but you guys do. So, you know, keep that in mind about privacy, etc. But in any event, creating this Google account, it is worth doing because there are practical and useful things that you can use. And that's why we're doing it. All right. So I'm going back to sign into Now, okay, I'm going back to the account that I created today for this thing. I made this and I've already made an automatic password. All right, so now I'm in, and then you're gonna go up. You can see my cursor presumably. Patrick, can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
Okay, I go up there and you see the little dots, Google Apps, and then there's a bunch of stuff, bunch of different things you can do, blah, blah, blah. And also keep in mind, you guys can go on YouTube and there's a million tutorials. Anything that you see here, you want to know how it works, you can Google or put a search into YouTube. How does Google Contacts work? How does Google Drive work? Whatever it is, and you can figure out how these things work. If you don't already know. I mean, like I said, I don't know. I didn't go to the trouble of asking what people know or not. All right, so maps is where we're going, which is one of the very first ones. So I'm clicking on maps. And here we just have regular maps, which is not what we're interested in today. Now I'm going to go over to the left, and you see I'm over here on the far left. You can see that, Patrick. I'm over on the cursor with my left, and there's a menu. I go down on that, and now I'm going to open up your places, which is specifically for me. Okay, and then from there, there's a bunch of stuff here, and I go to maps, and what that means is a map that I made. Okay. My maps. Okay. Now, also, as you probably know, with Google, with these kind of services, there are usually a lot of ways to get to the same place. So this is just one way to get to this place, because what we're going to do now, see, is it says open in my maps. I fooled around with this preparing for this meeting with you, and I couldn't find a single way to do this. It just seems like there's different ways. So just keep that in mind. But I'm going to open it up in my maps, which is specifically this kind of creative thing. Okay, so now you can see, you should be able to see the photographic satellite image of the map. Can you see that, Patrick?
Yeah, I can see it.
Cool. Okay, so both on Monday and Wednesday, we did the same, approximately the same visit. And this is, of course, the Gianicolo Hill, where we all were, where you are, where your university is. You can see I'm pointing out the American University. And I've already done these three things, which is what you're going to do eventually, maybe even right now if you decide to. So you see, I made a personal little pointer, and I chose a specific symbol for it, for the Paul V fountain. I did the same thing for the mausoleum that we saw, and then I did the same thing over here for St. Peter's. I made a little nifty cross symbol, right? And then what happens when you point on one? This is what comes up, and I did this. Okay, so I put the title, I uploaded the photo, I stole the photo off of Wikipedia, and then I just wrote this brief little thing, an example of fascist era architecture. And what did I put on the other ones? Let's see. The fountain, I put just another photo. I put a, let me see, let me move it down so you can see the title. I put the title, and then I put a little description. And here I also put a link, because there's a million things you guys can link to. Of course, Wikipedia is the obvious one, but there's endless websites with that are specifically the churches of Rome, the monuments of Rome, the art of Rome. So if you find some website that you like that's relevant to whatever it is, plop it in there. Why not? Okay, and then let's see what I put in the last one. Here's San Pietro Montorio. Click on that, and here I did the same thing. Just really, I did really basic. So I've encouraged you guys to click away with your iPhones. And so, you know, upload all those photos to these specific things as you do this. This will be especially, I think, helpful and interesting for the, where there's things that are more details. When we take a look at some monument that you go closer up and you get some beautiful details of a sculpture, for example, or whatever it might be. Okay. So now I've shown you what the final result is. Now I'll show you, how I did it. Let's just, okay, over here on the left. So Patrick, you're with me. We're all together. You see I'm looking on the left?
Yeah.
All right. So what I did here is there's an add layer, and I've made 3 layers, and each layer is a different theme. So this is another obvious thing that'll be a good idea to do so that you can have categories across the map, right? So, you know, Rome, here's Rome, there's a lot from the Roman Forum and everything else. Mine happens to be popping up, as you see, in Italian because of my computer, I think. Presumably, I mean, maybe I could change the language myself, but yours perhaps would pop up in English, I don't know. But anyway, let's say, you know, Bridges of Rome, that could be a layer, and you could have all the bridges under one thing, Churches of Rome. So you have a maximum of 10 layers. So that's certainly enough. 10 categories is more than enough. And this, remember, it doesn't obviously have to just be a physical place. It could be, you know, the art of an artist and where all of his, like let's say Michelangelo in Rome. You have Michelangelo be a layer, and then everything in Michelangelo, because there's things in, you know, I don't know, 6 or 7 places where there's Michelangelo stuff. So I think you get the idea there. Now let's add a layer. Since I did fountains, I did memorials, I did churches, I'll add a layer, and we'll put, let's put pubs, because we know what your guys' priorities are, right? Pubs of Rome. So you want to give it a title, right? So now I've got my 4th layer, it's pubs. Now let's go find a pub. Let's find one. I'm going to go over here. I'll actually show you guys one that I used to like to go to. I haven't been there forever, but I used to like to go to it. So I might as well show it to you. It's called the Fiddler's Elbow, and they had Italian guys that practically, like, they were pretend Irish. They played quite good Irish music on Mondays, and I think they still do. So let's go over to the Fiddler's Elbow. We're almost there. Piazza Vittorio, and there it is. We're almost there. The Druid's Den, that's good enough. That's another one. There's a bunch around this area. The Druid's Den, it's a great name. So there's the Druid's Den. We already can see it here, and most of the stuff that you'll look for is already there. But in any event, if you're looking for something that's not there, then you'll just have to approximate. But let's just say that most of the museums and famous places that you would want to put an indicator for, they're already visible. All right, so now we're gonna build this quick thing. All right, so there's the Druid's Den, and I'm gonna add a marker. So okay, so Patrick, you're with me? You see where I've pressed add a marker?
Yep.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna go over to the Druid's Den, and I'm just gonna add a marker. Now, let's see what I can put a couple things here. I wanna call it, you know, oops, I messed up, sorry. Do it again. Druid's Den. Irish music. So of course, for you guys, it would be more like, you know, as far as our things, you're going to want to put like great artist down here. Irish music and Guinness. All right, so we save. But now look carefully at what we want to do. First of all, style. Patrick, you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. You back there, leave him alone. He's helping me.
Thank
Right.
you.
Yeah. Stop giving him a hard time. All right. So first of all, beer. What color is beer? Well, I like the Guinness. I like the dark stuff. So come on, leave him alone. He's helping me, man. Come on. No. Will you smack that guy for me?
I'm getting bullied over here.
All right. Well, enough, because we don't want to waste everybody's time. I promise this will be 30 minutes, and I'm counting on you. All right. So we've chosen a color. All right. There it is. Now, of course, icons. Let's choose an icon that's relevant. Holly, are you trying to ask a question? Turn on your mic if you are.
No, sorry, I'm talking to my roommate.
Okay, no problem. All right, so more icons, bunch of icons. So Patrick, can you see all the icons?
Yep, you're good.
Alrighty. So as you saw with the ones I picked, you know, relevant to, you know, a fountain or a church, whatever. But look, there's a lot. It's not just sports and recreation. You've got shapes, places, blah, blah, blah. So let's go to places, and here's oh, good. There's a pint of beer. That's what we want. All right. So now we've made it specifically a brown pint of beer, which is my favorite. All right. Okay. Now Luckily, there are no photos of those nights at the Druid's Den, but if there were, this is what we'd want to do. We'd want to add an image, right? So this is the point where you would download something from your device, right? So let's just pretend that this is a gigantic pint of beer. I just went into my photos and here's the pint of beer that the beer bong from that glorious night 30 years ago. So there it is. I've uploaded a photo. So this is the equivalent of what you guys are going to be doing, using your own photos and also whatever photos that you want to steal to your heart's delight off the internet. I don't care. Of course, you want to stay within the frame of legality. You don't want to take things that you're not supposed to, but let's just say there's so much stuff that it's easy enough to get plenty of things. But I would really like to see you. Hey, Rocco, come and say hello to everybody. Here's my boy.
Hello.
Another couple of years, he'll be washing the car. He'll be doing everything. All right. Now scram. I'm working. All right. So anyways, I was saying, I encourage you guys to, this is all about your own photos. So really focus on that. And I've repeated that to both groups. Take all the photos and collate them in this thing. And then use this description to make a little, a useful description, maybe even a personal comment, anything you want. Obviously the more you enrich
No,
it, the more.
can you just put on a shirt, please? Thank you.
Are you asking me a question? No. Okay. So yeah, the more you enrich it with your own input, obviously the better it'll be and the better grade you'll get. All right, so let's save that. And now it's done. So now I've created these 4 layers: memorials, churches, pubs of Rome, and fountains. And I've showed you how to add the layers. So basically wrapping up, you need to open a Google account, which will take you like 60 seconds, write down the password somewhere so you don't forget them, and then go to the Google Maps and then Google My Maps. And this is all recorded. And I think that's about everything. Yeah. So this is the time for questions. Anybody have a question? I'd like to figure out how to get to see everybody, but oh wait, here we are. Is that everybody that's here? There's only the 6 people. There seem to be so many more. Oh God, I didn't mess it up, did I? I thought there were more. There were a lot. Oh, or maybe it's because you guys are all together. I don't know. Anyway, it's recorded. Any questions? Turn on your mics. Any questions?
Is there a way that we like share it with you so that you could see it? Or like, how are we supposed to do that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I hadn't really actually, I don't really remember. I mean, of course there is, the answer is yes, but specifically how we do that, I'm going to have to double check to tell you precisely. And since it doesn't matter at this point, because the first thing is just to get familiar with it. And in a few, next week and soon enough, then we'll do that. And yeah, and of course, if you want me to take a look at it to see how it's going, that's a good idea. But specifically how you do that, since I can't remember because this is the first time I'm doing this with a group. So you guys are my guinea pigs. So we'll find out. But the main thing right now, get signed up onto the Google account and practice doing this and do the stuff from these last couple of days. Anything else?
I don't have a question about this, but for the quiz sheet we need to have on Monday, I couldn't find that on the portal.
Oh yeah, same here.
You couldn't find it.
No, I looked. I don't know if I'm looking in the wrong place or whatever, but do you know what it's under? Because I looked under like resources and coursework and it just like wasn't
It should
there.
have been on. It should have been under resources. So why don't I check on that, and I'll send you an email, since I'm gonna have to fool around, and I don't wanna take your time.
Okay, thank you. That works.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Yeah, I think that's it. The only thing I'm concerned about now, finishing up here is that, you know, it seemed like we had so many more people at the beginning and then I wonder if we lost them. But I don't seem to be, I don't know. I mean, crap, I hope I didn't mess it up. Anyway, it should have recorded, so it should be fine. Okay, I can interrupt that. And the registration is continuing. So. Oh no, the other people are all there. You're all there. You're just quiet. Oliver and Ava and Olivia and Alyssa and Sam. All right, so I think that's it. Does anybody have any question about anything? Last chance.
No. Think we're good.
All right. Well, check it all out. And I guess if you have any questions in the short term, you can write me about it. And otherwise, you can ask me when I see you guys. So I'll be sending you the email, the announcement of the meeting spot for, which is the same for both Monday and Wednesday. And I'll make sure that you know how to download that thing if it hasn't already, for whatever reason. I don't know why it's hidden or whatever. Okay, so that's everything. And I can't believe it. We did that in 30 minutes. That's exactly what I hoped. All right.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Welcome. Ciao, everybody. And I'll see you
Ciao.
next week.
Ciao.
Have a nice time.
Thank you.
Adios.
Ciao.